Captain Alara Voss gripped the armrests of her command chair as the colony ship Endurance shuddered like a dying beast. Alarms blared in a cacophony of red lights and synthetic voices, each one vying for her attention. Warp core breach imminent. The AI droned, its calm tone a stark contrast to the chaos unfolding on the bridge. Shut it down. Alara barked at her engineering chief, Lieutenant Marcus Hale. He was a burly man with grease-streaked arms, hammering commands into his console like it owed him money. Can't cap. The feedback loops fried the safeties. We're dropping out of warp in 10 seconds. Brace for impact. The crew, 200 souls handpicked from Earth's overcrowded megacities, strapped in as best they could. Alara's mind raced back to the launch from Luna Base. Promises of a new world, fertile planets teeming with life. Humanity's bold leap into the stars, funded by the last dregs of a resource-starved planet. Now, it all hinged on a malfunctioning prototype drive. The ship lurched, reality twisting as they punched through hyperspace. Stars smeared into lines, then snapped back into pinpricks. But these weren't the familiar constellations of Sol's neighborhood. The view screen showed an alien vista, a nebula swirling like spilled ink, ringed by jagged asteroids and distant, ominous silhouettes of massive structures. Status, Alara demanded, unbuckling as the ship stabilized. Hale wiped sweat from his brow. We're alive. Warp core's offline, permanently. Nav systems are recalibrating, but we're not in Kansas anymore. Scans poured in. No Earth signals. No human colonies. They were in uncharted space, light years from anywhere. And then the proximity alert wailed. Incoming vessels, Ensign Kira Voss, Alara's niece, fresh out of academy, reported. 3 of them, closing fast. Designs unknown. They're hailing us. Alara straightened her uniform, the faded United Earth Fleet insignia a reminder of home. Put them through. The screen flickered to life, revealing a creature that defied biology. It was insectoid, with a chitinous exoskeleton gleaming under harsh lights. Mandibles clicked as it spoke in a guttural hiss, translated by the ship's AI into stilted English. Unidentified vessel. You have entered Zorith Dominion space. Surrender your ship for inspection and resource allocation. Resistance will result in termination. Alara's crew exchanged glances. This wasn't first contact protocol. This was a shakedown. She leaned forward, her voice steady. This is Captain Alara Voss of the human vessel Endurance. We're explorers, not invaders. We request assistance. Our drive malfunctioned. The alien's compound eyes glittered. Humans? Unknown species. Your vessel contains viable biomass and technology. Compliance is mandatory. Prepare for boarding. The connection cut. Alara turned to her team. Options. Hale grinned, a spark in his eye. We've got the experimental railguns online, and that jury-rigged shield from the lab tests. Humans built this ship to last. Let's show em what that means. As the alien ships, sleek, beetle-like cruisers, approached, Alara felt a surge of defiance. Humanity had clawed its way from caves to the cosmos. A few bugs wouldn't stop them now. The battle was short and brutal. The Zorith fired first, lancing energy beams that scorched the Endurance's hull. But human ingenuity prevailed. Hale's modifications turned the shields into a reflective array, bouncing the beams back. Railgun slugs punched through alien armor like paper. One cruiser exploded in a silent fireball. The others fled, trailing debris. Cheers erupted on the bridge. Alara allowed a smile. Well done. But this is just the beginning. Scan for habitable worlds. We're on our own. Little did they know, the Zorith Dominion had marked them as threats. And in the stars, threats were exterminated. The planet they dubbed New Eden wasn't paradise, but it beat drifting in the void. A terrestrial world with breathable air, gravity close to Earth's, and oceans teeming with bioluminescent life. The Endurance touched down amid towering crystal spires that hummed with latent energy. Ancient ruins, Perhaps. Alera organized teams, scientists to analyze the ruins, engineers to repair the ship, scouts to map the terrain. But morale was fragile. Whispers of abandonment spread. Earth was gone, possibly forever. Kira approached her aunt in the makeshift command tent. "Aunt Alera, Captain, the crew's talking. What if those aliens come back?" "They will," Alera replied, poring over holographic maps. "But we're humans. We adapt. Remember the Mars riots? Outnumbered, outgunned, but we turned scrap into weapons and won." Kira nodded, her youthful face hardening. "HFY, right? Humanity, fuck yeah." Alera chuckled. "Old slogan, but it fits." Their first breakthrough came from Dr. Lena Ortiz, the xenobiologist. In the ruins, she uncovered a data crystal pulsing with alien code. "It's a repository," she explained in a briefing. "Millennia old. Talks about a galactic accord. Empires like the Zorith ruling with iron fists. But there's mention of precursors who built tech beyond imagination." Hale's eyes lit up. "If we crack this, we could jumpstart our repairs. Maybe even build defenses." As they delved deeper, the Zorith returned. This time, with a fleet, 10 cruisers, led by a massive dreadnought. Orbital scans detected the humans, and drop pods rained down like meteors. Alera rallied her people. "They're coming for us. But this is our ground now. Use the terrain. Those crystals disrupt their sensors. Improvise." The ground war was a testament to human tenacity. Zorith soldiers, hulking warriors with energy blades, marched in precise formations. Humans countered with guerrilla tactics, ambushes from crystal forests, improvised explosives from ship parts, even hacking their comms with the data crystal's code. Alera led a squad personally, her plasma rifle barking as she flanked a Zorith platoon. "Flank left." Hale dropped that EMP. A pulse wave fried alien shields, leaving them vulnerable. Humans poured fire, turning the tide. But losses mounted, 20 dead, including Kira's best friend. In the aftermath, as smoke cleared, Alera stood over a captured Zorith officer. Its mandibles twitched. "You primitives, the Dominion will crush you." Alera knelt, her voice cold. "Maybe, but we'll make you bleed first." From the prisoner, they learned the truth. The Zorith harvested worlds, stripping resources and enslaving species. Humans were anomalies, unregistered, thus fair game. That night, around campfires, stories spread. Of Earth's history, surviving plagues, wars, extinctions. "We're the cockroaches of the universe," Hale joked. Indestructible. Alera knew it was more. Humanity's fire, the refusal to submit, would be their weapon. Weeks turned to months on New Eden. The Endurance was space-worthy again, bolstered by precursor tech scavenged from the ruins. The data crystal yielded blueprints, advanced drives, weapons that bent physics. Humans, ever the tinkerers, improved them, adding human flair like modular designs for quick repairs. But isolation weighed heavy. Scouts found no other humans, only echoes of dead civilizations. Then, a signal pierced the static, a distress call from a nearby system. "It's alien," Kira reported. "Not Zorith. Sounds like rebels." Alera weighed the risk. Could be a trap, but if it's real, allies could change everything. They launched, the Endurance, now a hybrid warship, human hull fused with crystalline armor. The system was a graveyard, wrecked ships orbiting a gas giant. In the debris floated a sleek vessel, its hull marked with unfamiliar glyphs. Docking teams boarded, finding survivors. The Kalari, avian humanoids with iridescent feathers and telepathic links. Their leader, Thaler, projected thoughts. *, "We are fugitives from the Accord. The Zorith hunt us for defying their harvest. *. Alera's team shared stories. The Kalari were shocked. Humans had no psionic abilities, yet they'd repelled Zorith incursions. "Your kind fights with chaos," Thaler observed. "Unpredictable. Effective." An alliance formed. The Kalari offered maps of the galaxy, The Zorth Dominion spanned hundreds of worlds, enforcing the Accord, a pact of empires that divided space like territory. Lesser species were integrated or erased. In return, humans shared tech hacks. Hale jury-rigged a Kalari cloaking device with human AI, making it undetectable to Zorth scans. But trust was tested when Zorth hunters arrived. A skirmish ensued, Kalari precision strikes combined with human brute force. Energy lances met railgun barges. The hunters were routed. Thaler bowed. You humans, you do not yield. Join us in rebellion. Alara grinned. Thought you'd never ask. The Endurance departed with Kalari envoys, heading for a neutral outpost. Humanity's isolation ended. Their legend began. Rendezvous Point Zeta was a sprawling space station orbiting a pulsar, a haven for smugglers, exiles, and those skirting the Accord. Docking clamps engaged with a clang, and Alara's team stepped into a bazaar of wonders. Tentacled merchants hawking neural implants, holographic arenas for gladiatorial bets, scents of exotic spices mingling with ozone. Thaler guided them. Here we recruit. Many species chafe under Zorth rule. Their target, the Vexari, a reptilian warrior caste known for honor-bound combat. But negotiations hit a snag. The Vexari warlord, Kraz, demanded a trial by combat. Alara volunteered. Humans aren't pushovers. The arena was a zero-G sphere, weapons forbidden, pure skill. Kraz was a colossus, scales like armor, claws extended. The fight was visceral. Kraz lunged, but Alara dodged, using momentum to flip and strike his joints. Earth martial arts adapted for space. He roared, pinning her, but she twisted free, locking his arm in a hold. You fight dirty, Kraz growled. We fight to win, Alara retorted, forcing submission. Impressed, Kraz pledged ships. Your spirit burns bright, human. Word spread. The Voidwalkers, who defied the Zorth. More allies trickled in. A nomadic fleet of silicon-based beings, the Quorum, who traded data for protection. But betrayal lurked. A Zorth spy infiltrated, sabotaging the Endurance S-Core. Hale caught it, turning the tables with a counter-hack that fried the spy's implants. Interrogation revealed a bounty on humans. Anomalies must be cataloged or destroyed. Alara addressed her growing fleet. They fear us because we're new. Unpredictable. Let's give them reason to. As they departed Zeta, sensors detected a Zorth armada inbound. The rebellion's first true test loomed. The Battle of the Pulsar was chaos incarnate. Zorth dreadnoughts, monoliths of chitin and plasma, arrayed in flawless phalanxes. Against them, the human Kalari Vexari alliance, a mismatched armada of scavenged ships. Alara commanded from the Endurance S-Bridge. Flank maneuvers. Use the pulsar's interference. Hit and run. Kalari psions disrupted Zorth comms, sowing confusion. Vexari boarding parties stormed enemy hulls, claws rending metal. Humans unleashed improvised weapons. Precursor-enhanced missiles that phased through shields. Railguns overclocked to punch holes in armor. A Zorth flagship targeted the Endurance, beams lancing close. Shields at 20%. Hale yelled. Alara's mind raced. Divert power to the crystal array, reflect, and amplify. The modification worked. Incoming fire rebounded, amplified into a beam that cleaved the flagship in two. Debris cascaded, Zorth lines breaking. The enemy retreated, leaving wreckage. Cheers echoed across Allied channels. But victory cost dearly, ships lost, lives gone. Kira, bandaged from a console explosion, hugged Alara. We did it. HFY. Alara nodded, staring at the stars. This is just the spark. The Dominion will come with everything now. In the quiet after, Thaler shared a prophecy. Precursors foretold starborn challengers who would shatter the Accord. Humans fit the bill. As the fleet regrouped, Alara felt the weight of destiny. Humanity, once stranded, now led a revolution. The galaxy would never be the same. The pulsar's glow faded behind the Endurance as the Allied fleet, now dubbed the Defiant Coalition, warped toward the Kalari's hidden stronghold, a moon cloaked in nebular haze called Sanctuary. Captain Alara Voss stood on the bridge, her reflection sharp against the view screen. The victory at Rendezvous Point Zeta had sparked hope, but the Zorith's retreat only meant they'd return with greater force. Humanity's survival hinged on turning this ragtag alliance into a true rebellion. Sanctuary was a marvel. Caverns carved into glowing rock, Kalari sci-tech humming in the walls, and Vexery warbands training alongside Quorum drones that flickered like living crystal. Alara's crew marveled. Earth's megacities were gritty, functional. This was alien artistry. Thaler, the Kalari leader, projected thoughts to Alara. Asterisk here, we forge resistance. The Accord's empires fear chaos. Your kind embodies it. Asterisk. Alara smirked. Chaos is just another word for freedom. The Coalition's first council convened in a chamber lit by bioluminescent vines. Representatives included Thaler's serene psions, Kraz's growling Vexery warriors, and the Quorum's spokesdrone, a shimmering orb named Zywyan. Alara, representing humanity, felt out of place yet resolute. We've got numbers, she said, holographic star charts spinning above. But the Zorith have fleets that dwarf ours. We need strategy, hit their weak points, disrupt their supply lines. Kraz bared fangs. Honor demands we face them head-on. Honor's great. Lieutenant Marcus Hale interjected, leaning on a crate of scavenged precursor tech. But humans prefer winning. We hit their resource worlds, steal their fuel, their biomass. Starve them. Zywyan pulsed, its voice a harmonic chime. Data supports this. Zorith logistics rely on 3 hub worlds. Disrupting one could delay their armadas. Thaler's mind voice agreed. Asterisk a guerrilla war. Your unpredictability is key. Asterisk. Plans formed. Humans would lead surgical strikes, using modified endurance tech. Cloaks from the Kalari, railguns overclocked with precursor energy cores. The Vexery would board enemy ships, their brute strength unmatched. Quorum drones would hack Zorith networks, sowing chaos. But tension simmered. Kraz distrusted the Quorum's cold logic. Zywyan questioned human recklessness. Alara mediated, her earthbred pragmatism bridging gaps. We're all outcasts, she said. That's our strength. Let's move. The first target, Klyros, a Zorith mining world supplying plasma cores. The Endurance led a small strike force, cloaked and silent. Scans showed a fortified planet, orbital platforms bristling with cannons, surface factories guarded by Zorith drones. Hale grinned at his console. Their security's tight, but I've got a hack from the data crystal. Can overload their grid if we get close. Alara nodded. Do it. Kira, prep the boarding teams. We're going in hot. The strike was textbook human insanity. Quorum drones infiltrated Klyros's network, crashing defenses. Vexery shuttles rammed orbital platforms, warriors spilling out in zero-G carnage. The Endurance dove through the chaos, Hale's hack frying enemy sensors. Alara's team planted charges on the plasma refineries, detonating them in a cascade of violet fire. They escaped with stolen cores and minimal losses. Back at Sanctuary, the Coalition celebrated, humans teaching Vexery to fist bump, Kalari sharing psi-laced wine. But Alara sensed the storm coming. The Zorith wouldn't forgive this. That night, Kira found her aunt staring at a hollow of earth. You think we'll ever go home? Kira asked. Alara's jaw tightened. Home's where we fight for. Right now, that's here. Success bred ambition. The Coalition hit 2 more Zorith worlds, supply depots, and a shipyard, each victory bolder. Humanity's reputation grew. Voidwalkers, who struck like phantoms. Alara's crew refined their tech, fusing precursor designs with human grit. The Endurance now sported a phase cannon, bending space-time to pierce armor, a weapon even the Kalari envied. But cracks formed. At Sanctuary, Kraz demanded larger assaults, his warriors restless for glory. The Quorum, analyzing losses, urged caution, their data-driven logic clashing with Vexry passion. Thaler's psions sensed distrust, their telepathy picking up stray thoughts of betrayal. Alara felt the strain. Leading humans was hard enough. Her crew bickered over rations, haunted by Earth's loss. Uniting aliens was a nightmare. During a council meeting, Kraz slammed his claws on the table. We waste time. The Zorith regroup while we skulk. Zewyan pulsed coldly. Reckless action risks annihilation. Probability of defeat in open battle, 87%. Hale snorted. Your math's cute, Zewyan, but humans don't play odds. We make our own. Alara silenced them. Enough. We hit the Zorith's comm relay next, a hub linking their fleets. Knock it out, we blind them. Agreed. Grudging nods. The mission launched, a nebula-shrouded relay station, guarded by automated turrets and a Zorith frigate. The plan was simple: hack the turrets, board the station, plan a virus. But mid-mission, disaster struck. Kraz warriors, eager for combat, broke formation, engaging the frigate directly. Their assault triggered alarms, summoning reinforcements. 2 Zorith cruisers warped in, pinning the coalition. Alara cursed. Kira, get us between those cruisers. Hale, reroute power to the phase cannon. The Endurance danced through plasma volleys, its crystalline armor glowing. The cannon fired, a ripple of distorted space tearing a cruiser apart. Vexry ships rallied, but losses mounted. 3 Kalari vessels vaporized, a Quorum swarm disabled. They escaped, virus planted, but the cost was steep. Back at Sanctuary, Kraz faced Alara's fury. Your stunt nearly killed us. Kraz roared. You humans preach defiance, but chain our claws. Thaler intervened, mind voice sharp. Asterisk enough. Division serves the Zorith. Asterisk. Privately, Thaler warned Alara. Asterisk, I sense deception. Not Kraz, another. Someone leaks to the Dominion. Asterisk. Alara's gut twisted. A traitor in their ranks? She tasked Kira with discreet scans of comm logs, suspecting sabotage. Meanwhile, she doubled training, pushing humans to teach allies Earth tactics, deceptions, feints, traps. If betrayal loomed, they'd be ready. The comm relay's destruction crippled Zorith coordination, buying time. The Coalition scouted a new target, Valthor, a Zorith prison world holding thousands of Accord dissidents. Freeing them could swell their ranks, rebels, pirates, even precursor tech experts. Alara planned meticulously, wary of betrayal. The Endurance led a multi-pronged assault. Kalari psions would disrupt guards' minds. Vexry would storm the surface. Quorum would hack security. Humans would extract prisoners, using modified shuttles with cloaks. Valthor's orbit was a gauntlet. Minefields, laser grids. The Endurance weaved through, Hale's hacks disabling mines. On the surface, chaos reigned. Vexry tore through Zorith drones. Kalari psions induced panic, and human teams breached cells, freeing emaciated prisoners, scaled Dravani, gaseous Solarans, even a few rogue Zorith who despised their own empire. Among the freed, Rin, a Dravani engineer who'd studied precursor relics. Your ship's tech, she rasped, eyeing the Endurance's upgrades. It's beyond Accord standards. I can enhance it. Alara welcomed her, but suspicion gnawed. Kira's scans had flagged anomalies, encrypted signals leaving Sanctuary. The traitor was close. Mid-evacuation, the trap sprang. Zorith dreadnoughts warped in, their numbers overwhelming. Worse, Coalition ships hesitated, comms jammed with false orders. Alara realized the traitor had struck. Hale, trace those signals, she barked. He worked frantically, pinpointing the source. A Quorum drone, subverted by Zorith code. Zewyan, unaware, was compromised. Its swarm had been feeding intel to the enemy. Alara made a brutal call. Target the Quorum flagship. Now. The Endurance's phase cannon fired, obliterating Zawayan's core. The swarm faltered, freeing comms. Coalition ships rallied, but the Zorith pressed hard. Alera's voice cut through. Form up. Humans, lead the charge. Show em how we fight. The battle was a crucible. Humans improvised. Decoy drones mimicking Kalari signatures. Railguns rigged to fire precursor-charged slugs. Vexari boarded dreadnoughts, carving paths for prisoners to escape. Kalari psions linked mines, coordinating strikes with eerie precision. They broke through, fleeing with thousands of freed rebels. Sanctuary welcomed the survivors, but trust was shattered. Zawayan, rebuilt from backups, apologized. My kind's logic was exploited. I failed. Alera shook her head. Not you. The Zorith. They fear what we're building. Rin, the Dravani, proved her worth, upgrading the Endurance's warp drive with precursor math. Faster, stealthier. The coalition grew, but so did the Zorith's wrath. Intel from prisoners revealed a superweapon. The Eclipse Array, a planet killer aimed at Sanctuary. Alera addressed the coalition. They want to break us. But humanity's been broken before. Floods, wars, collapse. We rise. Always. Who's with me? Roars answered. Human, Vexari, Kalari, even the freed prisoners. The rebellion was no longer a spark. It was a blaze. The coalition's victory at Valthor swelled their ranks, but exposed their vulnerability. The Zorith's Eclipse Array, a superweapon capable of vaporizing planets, loomed like a guillotine over Sanctuary. Captain Alera Voss knew they couldn't wait for it to strike. They needed its plans, and that meant infiltrating a Zorith data fortress in the Nixer Nebula, a Black Ops hub shrouded in ionized storms. Alera chose a small team for the mission, prioritizing Redeemable, Ensign Kira Voss, Lieutenant Marcus Hale, and Rin, the Dravani engineer. Kira, eager to prove herself after Valthor's chaos, volunteered to lead. I'm ready, Captain, she said, her eyes fierce. Alera nodded, proud but wary. Kira's youth made her bold, sometimes reckless. The Endurance dropped them near the nebula in a cloaked shuttle, its precursor-enhanced stealth systems, tweaked by Rin's expertise, evading Zorith patrols. The data fortress was a nightmare. A floating citadel ringed by plasma turrets, its core a quantum server guarded by elite Zorith Psydrones, insectoids with telepathic control. Kira's plan was pure human audacity. We don't fight through, she briefed. We trick our way in. Hale, you've got that virus ready. Hale grinned, holding a data spike. Custom job. Scrambles their psionics, makes them think we're friendlies. They breached the outer defenses, Hale's virus cloaking their biosignatures. Inside, the fortress pulsed with alien tech, crystalline conduits, holographic interfaces. Rin's scales shimmered as she decrypted the server, whispering, precursor code, elegant but rigid. I can crack it. Kira moved like a ghost, her Earth training in urban warfare guiding her through vents and shadows. They reached the core, downloading the Eclipse Array schematics, a massive orbital platform channeling dark energy to collapse planetary cores. But a Psydrone sensed the intrusion, triggering alarms. The escape was chaos. Kira improvised, rigging a power conduit to overload, frying the drone's telepathic network. Hale's rail pistol, overclocked with precursor tech, blasted through chitinous armor. Rin redirected the fortress's own turrets to cover their retreat. They fled in a stolen Zorith skiff, the Endurance scooping them up as the fortress erupted in sparks. Back at Sanctuary, the schematics revealed a weakness. The array's core required a rare isotope, mined on only one world, Zethera. Kira, panting but triumphant, met Alera's gaze. We got it. Alera clasped her shoulder. You're making Earth proud. But the mission uncovered a darker truth. The leaked signals from Sanctuary continued, even after the Quorum's sabotage was neutralized. The traitor was still among them, and Alera's trust frayed further. Sanctuary buzzed with new recruits. Valthor's freed prisoners, from Solaran gas beings to rogue Zorth defectors, but tension simmered. Kraz, the Vexery warlord, grew restless, his warriors chanting for a grand battle to honor their ancestors. The Kalari Psions, led by Thaler, urged patience, their telepathic calm clashing with Vexery fire. Humans, caught in the middle, bore the burden of leadership. During a strategy session, Kraz challenged Alara openly. "You humans hoard glory," he roared, scales bristling. "We Vexery bleed while you plan from safety." Alara stood firm, her voice steel. "Safety? We lost 20 at Valthor, 30 at the Pulsar. Humans die same as you. We plan because charging blind gets us all killed." Kraz lunged, claws bared, but stopped short. "A test. Prove your honor. Fight me." As at Zeta, the coalition watched, breath held. Alara refused. "This isn't a game, Kraz. Zathera's our target. Waste energy on duels, and the Zorith win." Murmurs rippled. Vexery respected strength. Her refusal risked their loyalty. Kira stepped forward, voice sharp. "My aunt fights with her head, not just fists. You want honor? Follow her to Zathera and gut the Zorith's heart." Kraz's eyes narrowed, but he backed down, grumbling. "Your fire intrigues me, human." Privately, Alara confided in Hale. "I'm losing them. Vexery want blood, Kalari want peace, and the Quorum just crunch numbers." Hale shrugged. "Earth's history is messy. Tribes, nations, wars. You're doing what humans do, holding it together." Kira's investigation into the traitor hit a breakthrough. The signals traced to a human crew member, Ensign Patel, a quiet tech who'd cracked under Zorith's psi interrogation after capture years ago. Confronted, Patel sobbed. "They promised me Earth's coordinates." Alara's heart sank. A human traitor stung worse than any alien. She confined Patel, but the damage was done. Zorith knew Sanctuary's location. Evacuation wasn't an option. The coalition was too large, too entrenched. "We hit Zathera first," Alara decided. "Cut off their isotope, cripple the array. Then we deal with Sanctuary." The coalition prepped for war, humans teaching allies Earth's guerrilla tactics, misdirection, sabotage, psychological ploys. But Kraz's defiance lingered, a fracture waiting to split. Zathera was a hell's cape. Volcanic, its skies choked with ash, its mines crawling with Zorith overseers and enslaved workers. The isotope, Zytherium, powered the Eclipse Array's core. The coalition's plan: infiltrate the mines, liberate the slaves, and destroy the stockpiles. But a new wrinkle emerged. Among Valthor's freed prisoners was a Zorith defector, Commander Viker, who claimed knowledge of the array's failsafe, a kill switch buried in its code. His offer: join the coalition, provide the switch, in exchange for Sanctuary. Alara met Viker in a sealed chamber, his mandibles twitching. "My kind despise me," he hissed. "I saw your human defiance at Valthor. I wish to fight with you." Thaler's Psion scanned him, confirming truth, but warned of cultural friction. Zorith were rigid, hierarchical. Humans were chaotic. Trusting Viker risked betrayal. Kira, now Alara's confidant, was skeptical. "He's Zorith. How do we know he's not playing us?" "We don't," Alara admitted. "But his intel checks out. We need him." The Zathera assault launched. The Endurance led a stealth fleet, cloaked by Rin's precursor tweaks. Vexery drop pods crashed into mines, freeing slaves, humanoid Tazari, crystalline Quorum kin. Humans rigged Zytherium stockpiles with precursor-charged explosives, while Viker guided Kalari Psions to the mine's control hub, uploading the kill switch code. But Kraz warriors, still bristling from Alara's refusal to duel, broke ranks again, attacking a Zorith garrison head-on. Their assault drew reinforcements, endangering the mission. Alara's voice crackled over comms. "Kraz, pull back. You're blowing our cover." His growl: "Honor demands blood." The mines erupted in chaos, explosions, slave uprisings, Vexery clashing with Zorth drones. Viker's code worked, disabling the array's remote triggers, but Kraz's stunt cost lives. A Tazari slave leader, Zara, rallied her people alongside humans, her voice fierce. "We owe you our chains end." The coalition escaped, Zytherium destroyed, but Kraz's recklessness lost ships. Back at Sanctuary, Alara faced him. "Your pride nearly killed us. Step in line or step out." Kraz bowed, grudgingly. "Your fire burns true. I follow for now." Viker proved loyal, his knowledge vital. But Sanctuary's location was compromised. The Zorth were coming. The Zorth armada arrived sooner than expected. A dozen dreadnoughts, hundreds of fighters, their hulls gleaming like obsidian. Sanctuary's defenses, precursor shields, human railguns, Kalari psi arrays, braced for impact. Alara knew this was the rebellion's crucible. The Eclipse array was crippled without Zytherium, but the Zorth sought to crush the coalition before it could grow. She addressed the fleet, voice broadcast across ships. "This is it. The Zorth think we're vermin, weak, scattered. But we're humans. We've built empires from dirt, won wars against odds. Today we show the galaxy what HFY means. Humanity. Fuck yeah." Cheers roared. Human, Vexery, Kalari, Tazari, even Viker's lone Zorth voice. The coalition was united, if only for this moment. The battle was apocalyptic. Zorth dreadnoughts unleashed plasma barges, but human-modified shields reflected shots back. Vexery boarding parties tore into enemy bridges, claws rending. Kalari psions linked mines, coordinating strikes with surgical precision. Tazari slaves, armed with scavenged weapons, fought with fury born of broken chains. Hale's tech shone. Precursor drones swarmed, hacking Zorth systems mid-fight. Rin's warp tweaks let the Endurance blink through enemy lines, its phase cannon carving dreadnoughts apart. Kira led a fighter wing, her piloting daring, barrel rolls through debris, luring enemies into quorum mine traps. But the Zorth adapted, their psi drones countering Kalari telepathy. Losses mounted, Vexery ships shattered, Tazari squads vaporized. Kraz, redeeming himself, led a suicide charge, his flagship ramming a dreadnought's core. "For honor," he roared, his signal cutting as both ships burned. Alara's heart clenched, but she fought on. Viker's failsafe code, uploaded via a captured Zorth relay, triggered secondary explosions across the armada. The tide turned. The Endurance fired a final phase volley, splitting the lead dreadnought. The Zorth fled, their armada broken. Sanctuary stood, scarred but defiant. The coalition mourned, Kraz among the fallen, but their legend grew. Humans, once stranded, now led a galactic uprising. Alara stood on Sanctuary's surface, staring at alien stars. Kira joined her, battered but alive. "We're not just surviving anymore," Kira said. "We're changing everything." Alara nodded. "HFY kid. Let's finish this." Sanctuary's scarred caverns hummed with purpose, the defiant coalition now a galactic force. Humans, Kalari, Vexery survivors, Tazari ex-slaves, and even Viker, the Zorth defector. The Battle of Sanctuary had bloodied the Zorth dominion, but the Eclipse array, though crippled by the Zytherium loss, remained a threat. Intel from Viker's failsafe code revealed its location, a fortified system called Obsidian Veil, guarded by the Dominion's elite fleet. Destroying it was the Coalition's last chance to break the Accord's grip. Captain Alara Voss studied the holographic schematics. Her crew and allies crowded around. The array was a monstrosity, a ring of dark energy spires orbiting a dead star, capable of collapsing planets into singularities. But a new wrinkle emerged. The schematics hinted at a precursor AI controlling the array, dormant but potentially active. Rin, the Dravani engineer, traced a clawed finger over the hollow. "This AI, it's not Zorth. It's older, tied to the ruins on New Eden. If it wakes, it could override our sabotage." Alara's gut tightened. "Can we hack it?" Hale, ever the tinkerer, grinned. Give me a terminal and some precursor code, and I'll make it sing our tune. Kira, now a seasoned officer, added, we hit the array's spires, disable its power. If the AI wakes, we'll need a plan B. Thaler's mind voice cut through. Asterisk, the AI may not be hostile. Precursors spoke of guardians, entities testing those who wield their tech. Asterisk. Ilera nodded. Then we move fast. Hit Obsidian Vale, take out the spires, deal with the AI. Coalition, prep for war. The fleet launched, the Endurance at its core, now a hybrid beast. Human hull, precursor armor, Kalari psi arrays, Tazari weapons cobbled from scraps. Viker's Zorith insights guided their approach through the Vale's nebular storms, evading patrols. But as they neared the array, sensors screamed, a signal from the array itself, ancient and cold. It's the AI, Rin whispered. It's awake. A voice, mechanical yet resonant, flooded their comms. Intruders. You wield precursor gifts without sanction. State your purpose. Ilera, unfazed, responded. We're here to stop the Zorith from wiping out worlds. You want purpose? That's ours. Silence. Then, your species is unregistered. Chaotic, yet resilient. I am Sentinel, 7, Guardian of the Vale. Prove your worth, or be judged. The array's spires glowed, not firing but scanning. Coalition ships froze, unsure. Ilera whispered to Hale, can you hack it? Working on it, he muttered, fingers flying over a console. This thing's code is a labyrinth. Before they could act, Zorith dreadnoughts warped in, alerted by the AI. The battle erupted, coalition ships weaving through dark energy bursts. Humans led with reckless brilliance. Decoy drones mimicking Vexery signatures. Railguns firing precursor-charged slugs. Tazari fighters, fueled by vengeance, harried Zorith flanks. But Sentinel-7's scans intensified, probing minds and systems. Kalari psions reeled, their telepathy overwhelmed. Ilera's vision blurred, memories of Earth, war, loss, hope, flashing unbidden. It's testing us, she shouted. Hold the line. Hill's hack broke through, linking to Sentinel-7's core. It's not fighting us, it's judging. Wants to know if we're worthy. Then show it, Ilera growled. Show it humanity. The Endurance dove toward a spire, phase cannon blazing, shattering its core. The AI's voice returned. Defiance noted. Continue. 1 spire down. 7 to go. The Obsidian Vale became a crucible. Zorith fleets, 5 dreadnoughts, swarms of fighters, pressed the coalition, their coordination unervingly precise. Sentinel-7's scans continued, its judgment a wild card. Ilera split the fleet. Viker and Tazari hit the Zorith, buying time. Humans and Kalari targeted the array spires, with Hale wrestling the AI's code. Kira led a strike wing, her fighter dancing through laser grids. Spire 2's exposed, she called, launching precursor missiles, human-modified to phase through shields. The spire erupted, its dark energy fizzling. Sentinel-7's voice echoed, resilience confirmed. Proceed. But the Zorith adapted, deploying Psi-drones to counter Kalari telepathy. Thaler's psions faltered, blood trickling from their beaks. We cannot hold. Thaler projected, voice strained. Ilera made a call. Rin, reroute the Endurance psi array to boost them. Humans take point. Rin hesitated. Diverting power weakened their shields, but complied. The boost stabilized the Kalari, who unleashed a psychic wave, disorienting Zorith pilots. Human fighters capitalized, railguns tearing through enemy hulls. Tazari ex-slaves, armed with scavenged plasma lances, boarded a dreadnought, their fury a match for Vexery lost at Sanctuary. Hale's hack progressed, revealing Sentinel-7's purpose. The precursors built it to test species wielding their tech, culling those who abused it. It's why the Zorith can't fully control the array, Hale said. They failed its trial. Ilera's mind raced. Can we pass it? Maybe, Hale replied. It likes our chaos, says it's unpredictable but purposeful. Keep blowing spires. I'll keep it talking. Spire 3 fell to a Viker-led assault, his Zorith tactics exploiting enemy blind spots. But losses mounted, 2 Tazari ships gone, a Kalari cruiser crippled. Alara felt the weight of command, her crew's faces flashing, Kira's determination, Hale's grit, Rin's quiet brilliance. Then Sentinel 7 spoke again. Final test. Sacrifice or unity? Choose. A spire powered up, its dark energy targeting Sanctuary's coordinates. Alara realized the AI's game. Destroy the spire, risk the fleet, spare it, lose Sanctuary.